jump into the first game of the weekend as Week 5 of the AF1 action kicked off Saturday night as the Southwest Kansas Storm went into Salina to take on the Salina Liberty in a barn burner of a game that saw this one ending up with a 22-20 final. Dad, what was this game?
Well, I don't know. It was a strange one. Salina scored first, and they missed the extra point, so they were up 6-0. And then they were up 6-2 after a safety in the first quarter. Both teams tried to run the ball in the first half, and neither team could do anything. Is that really arena football? To me, it's not.
You know, some red flags went up at halftime. I'm sitting there, I'm watching the game, and we got some other stuff to talk about, but real quick, at halftime, they're recapping the game, and they're like, neither team could run the ball real effectively in this game. And I found myself looking around. My girlfriend was like, who are you looking at? I'm like, anybody willing to listen to this? Because I'm just going to vent right now that, sorry, fiance, she'd kill me if she heard me say the other word, fiance. It's arena football. You should be throwing the ball. This running, the fact that there is no run game is like, I know that the teams are, the league has evolved and, teams are trying to incorporate more run, but how's that working out for everybody? Look at this final score. I'm not saying it cannot work. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying it's not really arena football when the main crux of your argument at halftime is, why can neither team run the ball? I was dumbfounded when I heard that, but I'll let you continue.
Yeah, it's in arena football, it should be pass first and run maybe a few times here and there. And that's it. But I mean, that's the arena football that we remember. But oh well.
I get that it's an evolving thing, and these coaches and teams that have come from other leagues have got their own styles and whatever. But I think we're at a point right now. We've talked about the shotgun versus under center debate. We're not going to go into that again. We could probably talk for a while about that. But it's just, are these guys going to all figure out that, hey, to play this style of game, you gotta, go through the air and get a kicker. The kicker's the other big thing too. We'll get to the kicker thing in a couple games. But it's just, man, we're 6 weeks into the season technically, and some of these teams are still figuring out, or not figuring out that the run is not where it's at.
Right. Yeah, well, the Storm led 12-6 at halftime, and then in the third quarter, there was an issue with a dead iPad that the replay officials were using. Sometime in the third quarter, and you and I both saw that. They got it fixed fairly quickly. I guess either they brought a new one in or whatever.
For a while waiting.
Yeah, but they did get it fixed, and they made the call, whatever. Let's see, the Storm led 19-6 at the end of the third quarter. By scoring 19 unanswered points. And then Salina finally switched quarterbacks in the fourth quarter with about 10 minutes to go. New quarterback, Javen Kilgo, replaced Jamario Benson and did better, but it was just too little too late. And, Southwest Kansas comes out with a 22-20 win.
Yeah, so some stats from this game for the victors. The now 3-2 Southwest Kansas Storm. Jalen Morton was 17-35, 219 yards through the air, which shocked me because I don't know where those balls were going. He had 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He also had 7 rushes for 23 yards. A notable receiver for this for the Storm offense, Demarius Washington, had 10 catches for 144 yards and 2 touchdown catches. So he had himself a day. For the 0-4 Salina Liberty, you talked about him. First, Rio Benson, 9 of 19 for 105 yards, a touchdown and an interception. He also rushed the ball 11 times, 26 yards. And then Javen Kilgo, 4 of 9 for 57 yards, a touchdown. He had 12 rushes for 63 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. And becoming one of my favorite players to talk about now, a guy I always like, a great player on a not-so-great team, and that's Malik Honeycutt, has been a guy we've brought up for a couple weeks now. I like watching this guy play. He had 6 catches for 86 yards, 2 touchdown catches. So Salina's got themselves a really good wide receiver there. They just got to get it consistent around him. It's the problem right now. But some of my
throw the ball more.
There you go. It was. Some of my bullet points from the game. Boring. Holy smokes. I tuned into this, 6-2, and I'm sorry, I had to flip out of this game after a while. I was like, I need action. I need something that this game is not providing. And I would jump, and it just so happened Saturday night. Also, our local hockey team ended up winning a national championship, so I was also
Yes, they did.
flipping to that. But this
Yeah.
isn't the world of hockey, so we won't go into that. Go Broncos. But was it good offense, or sorry, was it good defense, or was it just sloppy offenses in this game?
I I don't know. I think the defenses played much better than the offenses did. Um, had they tried to throw the ball more, it seemed like when they were trying to throw it, they couldn't do much either. So I don't know if trying to throw it more would have worked in this game. I just think both offenses were good, whether they were trying to run or trying to pass, and the defenses were the story in this game.
Yeah, and through all the Liberties games, pretty much, maybe not so much their first game, but they've been a first half team. They come out, they look great, they play a good team tough, and then they completely collapse in the second half. Here, solid start first quarter. You got a 6-2 lead, but then they don't score any points in between the second and third quarter. Nothing, goose eggs. Then in
Yeah,
the fourth quarter, they outscore the Storm 14-3. You lose by 2 points. So Salina, I mean, they're just so close. I thought this was going to be their get right game, their game to get their victory and get it in the win column, but they just
yeah,
come up short in a very ugly, disgusting game. Uh, Something I want to bring up also. So Southwest Kansas is averaging 31 points per game this season, and Salina is averaging 24 points per
hmm,
game. We've been criticizing these two teams for their run first mentality, and I'm sorry, in this league, that those points per game averages are not going to cut it. I mean, sure,
yeah,
there's outlying games where they score more, but I'm just you average it all out, it's not great. They
yeah,
really gotta change something because those in this league with a couple of the teams we're going to talk about later, three even probably, that doesn't cut it. And
yep,
then, yep, and then the broadcast as a whole, I don't know. They had a different score bug, kind of like they did last year when they were streaming games on YouTube. Uh, I don't know. I was just like, oh, that's weird that they don't have like the standard kind of score bug that we've kind of been seeing lately. But I don't know if it's because they were just leaving it to the in-house crew or what. I don't know. I just thought it was weird. I didn't hate it, but it was something I noticed that uh, different score bug. I don't know why they haven't gotten a uniform score bug for all these teams yet.
yeah.
Just something I noticed. But anything else about this game before we move on?
Nope. Let's go on to the next one.
Okie dokie.